Minecraft is always being pushed to its absolute limits, especially when it comes to players creating new inventions that revolutionize the game as we know it. So today, we'll be taking a look at the most insane inventions that have ever been made in Minecraft's decade-long history. This is Minecraft's most mind-blowing inventions. Imagine you join a survival Minecraft server, and the first thing you're welcomed with is a deserted wasteland of stone, lava, and obsidian. You go ahead and walk a few thousand blocks out, and you finally see the ginormous redstone invention that made all of this destruction possible. Let me explain. This huge redstone invention called the Super Quarry was created in survival Minecraft on the Psycraft server. The purpose of this creation is to obliterate every single block that is in its path, while also collecting and funneling everything it's destroyed to a storage system. Basically, this machine works by using a series of flying machines and pistons to latch onto and bring up a column of 8,000 total blocks that are in its way per cycle. Then the machine will push the blocks out to a perfectly timed TNT cannon where they will be blown up and gathered. After repeating that cycle over and over again, this invention will gather roughly 400,000 items an hour. Now, although the Super Quarry does remove almost every physical object in its way, it's unable to remove bedrock since, well, it's bedrock. But the same Psycraft members decided, you know what, let's just destroy the bedrock too, cause why not? And even though that seems impossible, these players somehow made an efficient machine that uses headless pistons to break multiple bedrock at a time. If you didn't know, you could remove the head of a piston with either explosion from TNT or end crystal. Then by using these broken pistons along with a complex sequence of regular pistons in redstone, you can pull another extended piston through a piece of bedrock, which will actually break it. Then the next step is to start running because you just committed a crime worse than murder. The Psycraft team is actually using this invention to create a 1000 by 1000 space of just void that they will then use to make a playable skyblock map, which is actually pretty epic. Okay, so now we have this ginormous hole here. What is the most efficient and productive way we can get across this void? Well, if you get yourself one of these AFK bridge builders, you'll be flying your way to victory in style without even moving a muscle. That's right, Rayworks invented a simple yet extremely brilliant form of bridging using flying machines, water, and lava. Think of it like a cobblestone generator, but moving along with a flying machine to create an infinite sky bridge. You can also use a similar method in the nether, but instead you would combine ice and soul sand to create an automatic basalt bridge that you can use to get across lava lakes. And if you really want to get crazy, you can create a tunnel bore that shoots TNT underground to form tunnels, which then will use an automatic water system to create an ice bridge behind it for efficient travel. Take that, Bed Wars players, your code bridging is useless. Alright, so question, have you ever wanted to simulate your cat in Minecraft? Well, this guy did, and he was crazy enough to actually do it, using some genius engineering in an Xbox 360 Kinect. This guy made it so everything that happened in front of his Kinect would be imported into Minecraft at an extremely large scale. The craziest part is, this was invented in 2011. I thought people lived in caves back then. How the Although this isn't directly a Minecraft invention, it was too cool not to include. See this red subscribe button? It's this super cool invention, where if you click it, it turns gray, and it helps me out a ton. But of course, you can always change it back to red if you'd like. Now, these redstone contraptions we've talked about so far have just barely scratched the surface of how mind-blowing and creative some of these inventions get. So, you know, I'm a simple man. I use a single wooden door for my house, and that's all I need in life. But for some people, like Lord John 25, that is nowhere near exceptional. This man has pushed the absolute limit on how insane an opening and closing door can be in Minecraft when he created one that was 256 by 256 in size. Since this door is so massive, it takes about 30 minutes for it to open and then close entirely. And it also currently holds the world record for the biggest door built in vanilla Minecraft. Getting a bit more on the technical side of doors, here's a cool 15 by 15 retractable one that goes much more quickly and looks pretty satisfying. Speaking of satisfying, check out this super unique invention called the wave machine. By pushing gravity affected blocks high up into the air in a precise pattern one after another, they will create this super cool wave effect that I personally could watch for hours. The best part about it is how creative you can get with the patterns. It's really just a beautiful work of art. Yeah, so massive doors and wave machines are cool, but how about we look at an invention that simply causes destruction? This right here is a fully operational rideable bomber plane airplane invented by Pi. Using a total of 28 different TNT duping machines, dozens of pistons and slime blocks, this machine can fly while decimating whatever lies below with raining TNT. And if you fellas know me, I have the constant urge to destroy villages, and this makes it a piece of cake to do so. But you want to know what I'd use this to destroy besides villages? Math. Now I hate math as much as the next guy, and as soon as I saw somebody had invented a massive working redstone calculator, it just really grinded my gears. I mean, it's Minecraft. What the heck are you gonna use this all for? If I have 10 villagers and I killed half of them because of their trades, how many do I have left? 5? Oh, I thought it was 4. Alright, there's no way it knows 69 times 69. It's just forbidden. It's impossible. What? The fact that all this redstone can somehow do math better than me shows it's not too shabby after all, although I'm still gonna blow it up. If you thought that calculator was outrageous and mind-blowing, wait till you see this computer that somebody made in Minecraft on their computer. This is a quad-core redstone computer, and just flying around this thing makes me feel like I'm in an actual computer. It can do a bunch of sophisticated things like perform the Fibonacci program, multiplication, and you can draw on this white canvas all from the press of a button. There's a bunch of other features too, but it gets pretty complicated, so complicated that I don't even know what half of it means. Now, so far, these mind-blowing inventions have been absolutely revolutionary. They are so historic and impactful that they belong in the history books. But some malicious inventions have been made to manipulate game mechanics to cause more harm than good, like the lag machine. If you were to set up a contraption like this built up of pistons, observers, and armor stands on top, you could cause a multiplayer server's TPS to drop, which will actually cause it to lag. This armor stand lag machine is one of the simplest and most effective lag machines that you can create to mess with servers. Now let me just throw this out here. This is for educational purposes only. Do not go onto Hypixel trying to crash their server with one of these. The reason why this lags servers is because of the weird and quick movement that the armor stands do. It's just too much for the server to handle. Some lag machines can get much more complex though, occasionally having layers and layers filled with several hundreds of sophisticated redstone circuits. This just goes to show that players will go to extreme measures to lower a server's TPS and to cause havoc. So one big catch to all of these inventions is that they take so much resources, and that's where Minecraft farms come in handy. There's several different types of farms, ranging from witch farms to pumpkin farms, but one of the most useful and productive farms invented in all of Minecraft is the Pillager Raid farm. Created by Rayworks, this farm manipulates pillager raids so that they can be done whenever and wherever the player wants them to happen. Once the raid starts, the hostile mobs will immediately be pushed down into a death chamber where their resources and XP are gathered by the player who is waiting at the bottom. After the raid is finished, the player can go get some free loot from the villagers because of the hero of the village effect. The reason that this farm is one of the best farms ever invented is because of how productive and efficient it is. It produces a total of 77 different items, not even including the future trades you can do using gained emeralds, making it one of the most mind-blowing and useful farms in all of Minecraft. Now, in the case of a mob farm, the more mobs, the better. But what if I told you that you could stop every single hostile mob from spawning without turning the game to peaceful mode? Returning to the Psycraft server once again, this here is called a mob switch. Basically, this invention functions by pushing hundreds of shulkers and minecarts over a chunk border, which will max out the mob cap in that area. Once you do this, no hostile mobs will spawn in that area since there are already so many, basically turning any world into peaceful mode with the press of a button. The creator of this invention says that it took around 60 hours of retrieving shulkers from the end dimension, which seems like a lot of work for a torch alternative, but you know, you gotta respect it. Okay, so the majority of these inventions mentioned so far are so insane that you can only make them in survival if you dedicate your entire life to this game. So here's a few extremely useful and easy inventions that you can add to your own survival world. If you simply put together a few observers, sticky pistons, and slime blocks like this, you can create a rideable flying machine that makes for one of the best traveling methods in the entire game. Instead of wasting a bunch of time making a complex redstone elevator, simply place minecarts on top of each other in a tower like this, and you can travel upwards extremely quickly by entering each minecart one after another. You can pretty much teleport by using what's called an ender pearl stasis chamber, which is made by creating a water tube with soul sand at the bottom, and then you would throw an ender pearl inside, and whenever you're ready to come home, have a friend or some sort of block hit the ender pearl, and you'll teleport back instantly. This next invention is probably one of the most odd and random looking ones on this list, but everything here has a purpose. Besides the hanging pig, I just did that for fun. By using this brilliant invention, you can efficiently give yourself every single potion effect in the game to acquire the rarest and hardest obtainable Minecraft advancement. How did we get here? Although it may not look like that much, setting up one of these bad boys takes a lot of preparation, such as getting a shulker from the end dimension to the overworld and trapping an elder guardian to get the mining fatigue effect. But in the end, it's worth it for that nice, sweet purple text. And that's that. Pretty insane. Oh, wait, I'm getting word there's one more. Alright, put it up on the screen. What?
Wait a minute.